Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chan. I am a human design guide and energy reader, and what I do best is helping entrepreneurs as well as career women, leaders in their industry to manifest a life, love, and success that finally feels like you. Isn't that lovely? Anyways, so I felt prompted to come on here and chat with you about something that's been really alive in my system around money. Okay? And here's the thing. In this video, I want to show you that what you want is not money. So yeah, I'm saying that you don't want money. That's not the thing you actually want. But here is the point. I'm not trying to show you some money manifestation tactic or ritual or whatever that you hear commonly, okay? So as I said, I'm an energy reader. I'm an energetics guide. I have been studying quantum physics and universal law for over 7 years. So something that really fascinates me and that I'm really good at understanding is how does energy actually work? How can we use the laws of the universe and the energy in the matrix that's already occurring, that's already moving around us to benefit us in getting what we truly want so that we can manifest a life, love, and success that finally feels aligned to us, to our true selves. Okay, so here's the thing, right? You think that you need money in order to achieve a certain goal, right? But that's not true. I want you to kind of rewire your brain here, because when I tell you exactly what you truly want and how when you focus on that, the money will just show up, you're never going to focus on money ever again. And you're going to see how money effortlessly flows in and out of your life. Okay? And I have actual proof in my own life that this is the truth. So you're probably thinking about, okay, I really want to be able to travel around the world or travel to a specific place. Or I really want to buy myself my dream car. Or I really want to buy land for myself. Or, to build a house. Or I want to, I don't know, just treat myself, right? You want to go to the spa. You want to get facials. You want to take care of yourself. Like you want to buy some really high quality products for yourself so that you can feel really luxurious and good, right? Okay, so that's what you actually want, right? But then you think, okay, well, I can't have those things and I can't experience those things unless I make a certain amount of money. So then what you do is you take your focus off of the dream, off of the thing you genuinely desire to experience, and you turn your focus on money. And money is something that honestly is, if you're just focused on attracting, manifesting numbers and dollar signs and money, you're going to notice that it doesn't work. Okay? It doesn't work. I have experienced this in my own life where it's like, okay, I want to make 5K this month. I want to make 10K this month in my business. I want to make a certain amount of thing. I want to get a certain amount of clients. And it's like, it doesn't work when I'm focused on the dollar sign. And there's a reason why. Because money is an energetic attribute. Okay? It's not an outcome. It is an energy, a resource that allows you to experience life. That is all. It's like saying, okay, I really want to go for a walk. I really want to start running. So I need to manifest oxygen so that I can go do that. You see, oxygen, breathing air, okay, air is also an energetic resource. It's an attribute that allows you to live your life. Money is the same thing. Money is an energetic attribute that allows you to just live your life. It's like saying, okay, I want to take a bath, so I need to manifest water. It's like, that's not how it works, right? Water is an energetic resource that allows you to live your life. That's it. So I need you to start looking at money as a simple energetic attribute that is allowing you to experience your life. That's all that it is, okay? So I want to share concrete examples with you, because sometimes when we talk about energy work and quantum physics and universal law, it can get kind of like really fuzzy in our brain and it's not tangible, and we're like, okay, well, that sounds great, but like how, right? So there was a time, was it last year or maybe the year before, I really wanted to, well, my boyfriend, what? He's my husband. That's so weird to say that he's my boyfriend. Anyways, my husband is like a pro motorcycle rider, okay? He loves riding motorcycles. He's been riding motorcycles his whole life. And I was using like his brother's old motorcycle gear when we would go like on long trips, right? And just driving around and stuff. And I was like, you know what? No, I want to get myself a brand new jacket, brand new gloves, brand new helmet, because it's just safer and also it just looks better. Like, let's just be real. Motorcycle gear is mother trucking expensive, okay? So I needed, and I also was thinking about getting my motorcycle license. So in total, this would have cost me probably around $5,000, okay? Maybe more, maybe less, it depends. The course itself was like $3,000. Plus the jacket, the gloves, and the helmet came to about $1,700 maybe, okay? And I was like, okay, this is what I want to experience. And I didn't want to use the money that I already had. Like, you know, in my savings, I didn't want to use, and even just the money I had, I didn't want to use that money. I was like, this is a luxury to be able to buy motorcycle gear and also do my motorcycle course. It's a luxury. It's like an extra. It's like, if I get it, great. If I don't get it, I don't really care. I was very detached, but I was like, this could be a very cool thing to have and to experience. So I said to God, I refer to it as God, you can refer to it as whatever you like. I said, look, this is something that I would like to experience. Send me $6,000. Great. I let it go. I forgot about it. Literally a couple weeks later, I think it was 2 weeks later, I literally manifested the exact amount of money that I requested, $6,000. I was not focused on how do I make $6,000? How do I make it happen? How do I make money? No, I was not focused on that. I was like, oh, yeah, that would be pretty cool to like have my own motorcycle, drive around. Like, I love being on the back of a motorcycle. I used to own a scooter. I love driving my scooter. So I was like, this could be cool. And then I was on the websites and looking at all the cool jackets and what kind of helmet I would want. I was literally just basking in like the desire of having, okay? That is the key here. Allowing yourself to have. Just the idea and experiencing the frequency of what it feels like to have something, that's all you need. Because money follows expansion, okay? If you're living in a non-expanded way, meaning you're doing the same things you've been doing for years, you're probably at the same job even though you've kind of outgrown it or you don't even like it anymore, you're hanging around with the same friends even though you don't really resonate with them anymore, but you've known them forever, whatever, you get the point, right? You're doing things that you've been doing for a very, very long time that is aligned more with a past version of you than who you are now. You're probably not going to experience attracting money effortlessly in your life. So, and that was true for me. Okay, when I was like still at my 9 to 5, hanging around the same people, like, yes, I had a stable income, which I think I'll leave that topic for another day, but I wasn't expanding internally. So I was always kind of here, right, with money. Money follows expansion. How do you expand? You need to allow yourself to feel something different. So when you focus on the actual desire that you want, you're expanding emotionally, energetically, because you got to start with the energetics. You're expanding your energetic capacity to feel what it would be like to have this thing, and the money shows up. Money follows expansion, right? Money flows where energy goes. When you give your energy to what you desire, your heart is expanding because desire is connected to your heart chakra, and your heart expands and money's flowing where the energy is. That's how it works. So when you think about what you want, I want you to totally forget that money is even a thing. Do you even think about how much oxygen you breathe in a day? No, you just breathe. Do you think about how much water you're drinking or how much water you're using? No, you just drink the water, you just use the water, okay? You need to start looking at money like this, and it will change your freaking life, okay? So another thing is, a couple years ago, I was like, you know what? First of all, I'm a bougie bitch in my heart. I'm a pure Leo. I got like a Leo stellium. I'm all about money. I'm all about luxury. I'm all about queen princess energy, okay? I'm just gonna fucking own it. It is the truth. If you're a Leo, you know what I'm talking about. And I was like, you know what? I want to make fine dining a new normal for me. Like a standard, not like a luxury I get to have once in my life when something amazing happens. Like, no. If I want to eat fine dining, I go eat fine dining. And at the time, fine dining was like, oh my God. It was this huge thing that like so out of reach that I was like, there's no way I could actually eat fine dining on a regular basis. Like it just didn't make sense in my head. But I knew the concept that I was sharing with you today because I've studied quantum physics and energetics. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start looking at all the fine dining restaurants in my area. So I looked at Montreal, around Quebec, looked at it everywhere. And then I started choosing. Okay, I started allowing myself to feel the feeling of what it would be like to actually book a fine dining experience and go. So I started looking at the restaurants as if I was genuinely choosing a restaurant that I wanted to eat at. And I would genuinely like, okay, oh, I kind of like the decor here. This looks really cute. Oh, they have this kind of food. Ooh, they do wine pairings here, or they do this special thing over here. And I just let myself do the thing. That's all. Now I live a life where fine dining is normal. Like going to a fine dining restaurant, it feels special, it feels lovely, but it doesn't feel like this foreign thing where it's like, oh my God, this is such a big deal. And you know when you feel a little bit uncomfortable because you're like, this is cool, but like a little bit out of my comfort zone. Like it doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels normal. It feels like, yes, of course I should be here. Of course I should be eating fine dining. Of course we're spending $800 on a dinner. Of course we are. What? It doesn't matter. Like, I really want to bust this myth that money is this huge deal and like living a luxurious, lovely, beautiful life is impossible. Like, why would it be impossible? Just like you don't count how much oxygen you're breathing and how much water you're drinking and using, don't count how much money you're using or making. Just allow it to be a resource, an attribute that supports you in living your life. Okay? So allow yourself to expand. You need to expand internally before expansion can be perceived externally. Okay? Even with like vacations and stuff like that, I was like, I really wanted to experience what it would be like to fly first class. And this summer, for the first time, I did fly first class to Kelowna to go visit my friend. And it was amazing. But how did I do that? I allowed myself to have the experience of what it would be like. I started watching people on YouTube and their vlogs of like, oh, I'm flying first class with this airline, or I'm flying business class with this airline, and seeing what they received and like vicariously experiencing it through other people allowed me to expand my feeling. And before it felt like so like, oh my God, I could never, ever, ever spend money on business class or first class. It's so expensive. That's how it felt before. But I wanted to make that my new normal, so I had to expand internally. And here's the thing, when it comes to money, you need to expand internally first, okay? If something feels impossible in your being, if it feels out of reach, if it feels uncomfortable, That's normal first and foremost, and you have to allow yourself to feel that discomfort so that you can start to open up that little shell inside that's like, okay, it's safe for me to experience this. That's really all that it is, okay? I want you to experience all the things that you desire. So yeah, this was really a video just quick on the riff that I was feeling, and I was like, I need to share about this, that you don't actually want money. That's not what you want, okay? That's not what you want. And if you keep focusing on wanting to make more money, wanting to have more money, you're going to repel it. You're not going to make it. You're going to block it, because money is a resource. It's an attribute. It's not an outcome. What are you going to do with $50 million in your bank account? Right? Like, yes, there's a lot of things you could do, but the point that I'm trying to make here, I don't know if that's clear, but like, you can have 10K now, 100K now, 50K now. Okay, the money itself doesn't do anything. It's just sitting there. It's just there. You have to use that resource and put it into something to experience what you actually want. So money is not what you actually want. If you just had a fat bank account sitting there, it's not going to do anything for you. So focus on what you desire. Tap into your heart, what it is that you feel like experiencing, okay? Focus on that. Allow yourself to feel the feeling of like, but not just like feel the feeling, like feel what it feels like to have it. Look up the things that you want to have. Like, even if you're wanting to buy designer items, like even when I purchased my first designer bag, it used to feel like, holy shit, I could never, ever spend money on this. And I allowed myself to go on the sites and multiple times so that my system could get used to it and feel like this is totally normal. People spend money on this all of the time. Money is infinite, just like oxygen is infinite, just like water is infinite. And if you don't believe that, that's your own limiting belief that you need to clean up, okay? So anyways, I hope that you feel inspired by this. I hope that you understand this. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Focus on what it is that you desire to have. That's all you got to do, and let the money show up for you. I have so much evidence of this. I have clients that have evidence of this, and this is something that I teach inside of my coaching and mentorship. So if that's something that interests you, I'll pin the link below so that you can opt in, okay? Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, if you like this type of content, leave a like so that I know, okay, gotta make more videos like this, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks for being here.